Hey, Railbirds, Kevin here. All right, here we go with the quarterfinals of the 2019 Masters Artistic Pool Championship. We are coming at you live from Jamaica Joe's here in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Players are still getting a little bit warmed up. We're just a couple minutes away from getting started. I'd like to give a big shout out to our title sponsor here, Simonis Cloth and Aramith Billiard Balls. Simonis very generously donated 5 full beds of cloth so that they can recover these tables when they're done because they are getting beat up. And Aramith also donated, I believe, 5 sets of balls also so that these players can always shoot on the same, use the same sets of balls everywhere they go. So thank you to our sponsors. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. Remember to subscribe and ring that bell. If you don't ring that bell, you won't get notified when we go live. And share. Sharing is caring. Your friends want to watch all of this fun stuff. All right, so we are in the quarterfinals now. Our players. Our first player, he is a 2019 Rising Star Award winner. One of his videos was featured on the Best of People Are Awesome 2018 year-end video. And one of his videos compilations was listed at number 5 on Junkin's top viral videos of the year 2018. And he has a weekly shot on Facebook, so go check that out. He is sponsored by Navigator Tips and Chalk from Great Falls, Montana, the sniper, Troy Garten. And at the table now was a runner-up at the 2014 Artistic Partners Cup with Jason Lynch, 2015 Rising Star Award winner, 2017 Masters Special Arts Champion, and he is the president and chairman of the WPA Artistic Pole Division. He is sponsored by McDermott Cues, Bobble Ball, Bill Kieran Optical, Brutal Game Gear, and Too Tall Custom Cues. From South Charleston, Ohio, it is Superman Brian Pauley. So we are being joined by Too Tall himself, Abram Diaz. How you doing, Abram?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. So we are having just a ton of fun here. This is our first time doing an artistic pool trick shot tournament, but we are having tons of fun. I think our viewers are liking it too.
Awesome, awesome. Aren't some of these shots brutal?
Man, they are crazy. Brutal on the table, brutal to try to execute.
Oh yeah,
Just
because
crazy.
it's. I mean, we all as players. I mean, we all know the expression. Oh, the table's played difficult. Well, these are diamonds, but they are 4 1/8 inch pockets, and these guys are shooting multiple balls in, and yeah, it's these pockets are not very forgiving. But a lot of these guys, I mean, they're making some amazing shots.
It's been amazing to watch. So we are now in the quarterfinals here. Let's have a little look here at our. So here's the points in the preliminary rounds. So players were playing for points to see how they get seeded into the preliminary round, into the quarterfinal round, I mean. All right, looks like Troy is up first. Do we know what shot he is shooting?
He's shooting the be still shot.
And that is an unsuccessful first attempt.
Yeah, the thing about this shot is you have to. I mean, that ball. I mean, you're throwing a ball down table, all the way down, and you're throwing it into a real tight pocket. So the contact point on that initial ball is everything on this shot, and also the small details is making sure all those balls are frozen is key to making this shot go. And a good firm, you don't want to hit it hard, but you want to hit it firm. And we'll see how he does on a second attempt. And it
And
goes.
nails it, so 6 points for Troy. And now, unlike the preliminary rounds, Brian will have to shoot that same shot. He does not have a choice to pick a different shot.
Yes, it's like a game of horse at this point. So whatever shot the opponent shoots, the other player must replicate it. And the same point values for if it's a 7-pointer, you get it on the first try, you get 7, second try 6, third attempt 5 points. And that's how it will be on every shot. It's 1 point less for every attempt it takes you. And if you zero out, you get a 0, fortunately.
All right, our internet viewers may have noticed our internet feed kind of cut out for a minute there, but don't worry, we are recording to our hard drive, so it will be uploaded in its entirety later. So, yeah, we're on Wi-Fi here, so the coverage is a little bit spotty at times. But it looks like we're good now.
And it looks like a good
he
attempt for
nails
Brian.
it on his first attempt. 7 points for Brian, already out to the lead. Now it will be Brian's turn to choose the shot. Will this also be from the same discipline, or will he be going on to the next discipline?
No, because Troy won the lag, he elected to go first, and he had picked the odd disciplines. So Brian will be picking his shot from discipline 2, the special arts.
All
and
right.
let's see what Brian has up his sleeve right now for Troy.
I didn't hear what he said. What did he say?
Ooh, I wasn't sure. We'll see when I'll see when it's 2C. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a nice one. This is a nice one. This one gave me a little trouble in the prelims. I will say that, but I was able to adjust it. The key on this shot, guys, you got to really compensate for that stick, because the minute that cue ball hits that stick, it's gonna move that cue stick. But he's gotta make the adjustment, so by the time it's done moving, it goes right into that side pocket.
Yeah, Jim Bernard saying hi.
Hey, Coach. Glad you're joining us. Hey, Chris, how's it going? I hope to see you at the next one in Ohio, man.
You know, at first I thought, wow, how are they getting those balls to balance on top of each other like that? Until someone let me in on the secret.
Yeah, and then for any viewers at home, yes, it is a doctored ball, and a couple of the guys here will probably kill me for spilling the beans, but it is a doctored ball, you know. And before the doctored ball, they used washers to allow the balls to stand up. And no, it's not static electricity or or anything like that. All right, let's see what Brian does. And I want you guys to watch this stick move. And this is what's the difficulty on this shot, because you will overshoot your landing.
And looks, oh
Ooh.
man, it kind of rolled back. It rolled out of the way and
yeah,
rolled
it
back.
didn't quite roll, because these diamond tables, they have like a hump right by that side pocket, that leather. So you gotta favor one side or the other. But sometimes if you hit this shot too hard, you will overroll it. And we always hate to see that.
Yeah, it's all about that cue stick that's laying up there on the rail.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter. Some people have tried using a really heavy cue, and really with the velocity the ball goes at, because you're hitting so thin on that stacker ball, you can't help but have that stick move the way it does.
Right. I suppose Velcro would be out of the question.
No. Brian being very, very precise with his setup. This is an important match for both players.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're real close in the points. You know, well, actually, the points don't matter anymore. But yeah, from here on out, it's a single elimination bracket. All right, Brian's second attempt. Oh, and
Oh,
it was the cue stick. It rolls out of the way and then it rolls back and just kind of flips that cue
yeah.
ball out of the way.
It's almost like he kind of has it. He kind of sets it like I do. He kind of wedges it between the rail and the leather of that side pocket.
And that seems to be not working for him.
No,
He may have
like
to try something else.
he'll have to either try something else or trust his gut and just adjust that, keep it in the same spot and just tweak the stick ever so slightly because he'll anticipate it not moving so much. And for the score update, it is 6-7 in favor of Brian Pauley.
Yeah, so since we're down to the quarterfinals, we're now just in a more traditional single elimination bracket now. So here you can see how it was really important to be the top 2 in points because that gets you a bye right into the next round.
Yeah, I'm actually very, very thankful I don't have to shoot for the rest of the day. You know, it is some of these shots.
Chill out.
Yeah, and I'll probably practice some later, but yeah, sometimes these shots take a lot out of you. They take a lot out of you.
Oh yeah, they take all your concentration. Absolutely, I can just imagine. All right, here we go. Looks like Brian's ready for his 3rd and final attempt at this shot. Let's see if he's made the adjustment necessary. Oh,
looks
good. Just barely
Ooh.
gets it. All right, so 5 points for Brian. That's going to be 12. See, no one told me I was going to have to do math. Said, you want to do a trick shot tournament? Sure. If they would have said you have to do math, I would have said, well, I don't know so.
You know, I've been doing this professionally since '09, and I'm a veteran player, and guess what? I always mess up the score sheets because of my math. I either give my opponent too many points, I give myself too little, or I give myself too many points, and I forget to mark something that was missed or made. Or so it's always verify. It's always verifying with your opponent the proper score.
JC, no, Florian Kohler, Venom. He was scheduled to be here, but then he pulled out at the about a week ago, I think.
No, yeah, Venom.
Right?
And the thing with Florian is, gosh, I mean, it's very expensive to come to these things, and when we, you know, and with the shows and stuff Florian does, he'll specifically just compete at a few major events, like you'll see him at the World Championship typically, and because I mean he's a busy man, and he's very talented, and he makes, I mean, Florian's what we all pretty much strive for, you know, to be of his caliber, him and Gabby.
Yeah, Gabby, he's fun to watch. You got to watch him. Obviously, we got to watch a lot of him here over this last 2 days. He's very animated, shows all of his excited emotion when he hits the shot. He's fun to watch. And plus he's, makes the shots a lot of the times too, so that makes it extra fun.
And then Troy over here, for most of you that don't know, you need to check out Troy the Sniper Garner. Check out his social media on Facebook. He does a weekly shot, and he's always on People Are Awesome. He's had a couple viral videos. I mean, that's just an amazing accomplishment. And yes, Coach, you're right. 2008 is when I started, but first professional event was 2009. But I didn't make a playoff debut till 2010.
All right, here we go. Troy with his first attempt at this.
All right. Let's see if Troy can adjust based off what Brian did. Because sometimes when you see your opponent miss an attempt or two, you kind of will know an adjustment you're going to need to make before even shooting the shot yourself.
Yeah, So that's the advantage of letting your opponent go first.
Yeah, you always, even when you're not shooting, it's so important that you pay attention to everything your opponent's doing. Oh, see? Now you see how that stick really rolled?
It sure did.
Yeah, let's see if Troy can adjust for that roll. Yes, Florian is an APA league operator. Him and his wife, Iana, they have the Vegas area, you know, and congratulations to the both of them.
That's a good area to have.
That is a great area to have. And, you know, the Vegas and Florian being based out of Vegas, gosh, I wish him all the success. I mean, I hope he does very well in the league.
Hey, Rob, thanks for tuning in. Glad to have you.
Hey, Rob, Rob Peacock, he competed with us a couple times
Oh, all
years
right.
back. Yeah, he's known as the Hurricane.
Oh, I don't want to hear anything about hurricanes right now. There's one bearing down on Florida right now.
Oh, I know it. I know it. Hope you're, and I know Rob. He's out of Florida. I hope you're doing well, Rob, and you're safe.
So I can't help but notice you guys have a lot of cue sticks in your cue cases.
Oh yeah. I mean,
so what do you guys carry around with? What do you
oh gosh, a lot of these guys. I mean, these things that they're wheeling around, they're 12 by 24 cases. They're
Man.
essentially dealer cases.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes you have so many sticks out for different shots. I mean, I try to keep it as minimal as possible. I'm one of the guys that travels light, and I still carry a 5 by 10.
Aren't you a cue maker?
Yes, I do. I do build cues, and I'm pretty much I'm the main repair guy for the San Diego area.
All right. So yeah, so being a cue maker, I would expect you to carry lots of cues so you can have some stuff to show off to people to sell some. But
Yeah, and that's generally the plan. Sometimes some of these things take so long to make. It's like I make one or I'm building a couple now and they're already sold. And, you know, hopefully once I catch up after the first of the year, I'll have some inventory to show as far as sticks that people will be able to walk up and look at and try and buy.
Right.
All right, Troy. He
So-
failed second attempt.
On his third and final attempt now.
Third and final attempt. And on the last attempt, he had the same problem with the stick. He overshot that landing. So let's see if he can adjust. Hey, Caitlin. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, I got kind of lucky. Not my best score, but you know what? I'll take it under the conditions that the table's playing. I can't complain too bad. Thanks for watching.
You finished in the top 2 in the points, so got you a bye into the quarterfinals. So couldn't ask for much more than that.
No. You know, and it's just kind of intimidating playing against, you know, someone you look up to like Gabby so much. You know, it's always that a little bit of intimidation factor, but I like shooting with him because he does bring out the best of me when we play.
Absolutely.
All right, Troy, let's get it.
Come on, Troy, you got this. Oh, the one ball didn't go.
Overshot the landing and missed the corner ball.
All right, no points for Troy.
6-12, and let's see what Troy has up his sleeve.
Yep, it'll be Troy's turn to choose.
Troy's pick. Troy will be selecting from the draw discipline, discipline 3. And Troy has selected shot 3B. Oh, this is a nice one. This is one of my favorites. I really like this shot.
The throw shot.
The throw shot. And I'll tell you what, you'll be surprised. A couple of the guys, even myself, the other day, we were overcutting it. It was
Which is
overshooting the side pocket.
because that ball looks like there's no way you can even get it to the side pocket,
No.
and to throw it past it is amazing.
So the key on this shot, guys, is you want to hit bottom right, and you just want to hit the edge of that 4 ball, so it creates a type of like gear ratio, and then it drives it into the side pocket. This is actually a shot that's been around for a while, but Tom Rossman is the one that put this shot on the map because he really dresses it up for like when he competes like on ESPN.
Yeah, so look at this here. So that ball on the left, that's that 9 ball, that's right in the middle of the table. So that's how far off center that 8 ball is. So if you're at the table and trying to shoot this 8 into that side pocket, there's like no way this ball goes.
And this is one of those shots that's even more difficult whenever we have tour stops on a 7-foot table. Because the distance don't really, depending on which program we were shooting, the distance didn't change for a while. You know, now it's like a hat. You can bring it in like a piece of chalk, and it's still a very difficult shot. If we were on 7-footers, I probably wouldn't be selecting this, but the 9-footer Troy shoots this very, very well.
Yeah, that 8 ball is frozen to that ball next to it, and he's going to shoot that 8 in the side. It don't go.
All right, guys, 8 ball in the side pocket.
Oh, does it have enough legs?
Oh,
man, it was going.
It was going, and that's, you see how slow it traveled? Because you got it, hit that thing thin.
But full enough that it gets there.
Yeah, so he hit it a little too thin.
Just a smidge.
And these tables, I'll tell you what, people, these tables are fast. These tables are playing fast. Fast and a little short at times.
This is a 8-point shot. This will be his second attempt.
Yeah, he's shooting for 7 points now. Very he's making sure everything is completely frozen, because I'll tell you what, if there's the slightest gap, you can pretty much can it, because there's no way the shot goes. He's making sure it's completely runs parallel with the long rail.
Yeah, you don't want to cheat yourself by putting it on an angle a little bit.
At an angle, yeah, and that's the thing. And you know, we got Gabby over there who's the leader right now, and he's overlooking, and that's a good thing about the all the guys that compete here, is like we've never had issues in the past of any dishonesty. And
no, when I said cheat yourself, I mean like put it the wrong angle to make it harder on yourself.
Yeah, that too.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean like giving yourself an advantage. I mean accidentally giving yourself a disadvantage.
Yeah, that the same, because if you tweak that ball to the other side, yeah, it won't go either. And Gabby's just verifying that it's completely straight. And Troy will be shooting his second attempt.
Well, it had the speed that time. Didn't quite get the throw on it.
Didn't quite get it.
I know earlier in this tournament, people were being a lot more speedy, kind of just flying through these shots. But now, once it gets down to the nitty gritty, people really start taking their time.
Oh yeah.
Just like any other pool tournament, right?
Yep. And that's why I tell all the guys, and especially a lot of the newer people competing, is take your time. Take your time, because there's essentially no rush.
Yeah, there's no shot clock.
Oh, and it didn't quite throw on that third attempt.
All right, no points for Troy. And this is going to be uh, Brian's turn.
Oh. And that rattling you're hearing in the background, those are all the medals Gabby won. He's sitting right behind me.
Just rubbing it in with a big old grin on his face.
He's awesome. I'm really glad he's back. He took a 2-year break. You know, that's what's so amazing about Gabby. He's so talented that, I mean, even with the layover, a 2-year layover, he's still a rock star.
Still killing it. All right, Brian Pauley, attempt number 1 for 8 points.
Beautiful.
Oh, I thought it was in.
I thought that was in too.
Just caught the point.
So it didn't quite throw enough.
Had plenty of speed, so either maybe just a touch softer or just a touch thinner, one of the two.
Yeah.
I'm assuming a little bit softer would throw it a little bit more too. I'm guessing, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of things like these balls. The Aramith was nice enough to give us 3 of their tournament edition sets, and they're brand spanking new. And there's very little throw. That when we had that rain earlier today, the balls were playing different. There you go.
Nails it for 7 points for Brian Pauley. Brings his total up to 19, if my math is correct.
Yes, 19. Yeah, I kind of have an idea of the shot Brian Pauley's looking at right now. I'll wait for a little confirmation though.
All right, 4A.
4A.
Which is the energy transfer shot.
The energy transfer shot. This is oh, but we would be in discipline 4.
Oh, wrong.
So
my bad. My bad.
Yeah, I believe he's playing that window shot.
This was 4A, you say, right?
4A. Okay,
the window shot. Yep.
This shot's hot. This shot's hot because it's very it's all about the stroke speed. Because if you hit it a smidge too soft, you're going to hit the row of balls on the lower side. If you hit it too hard, you're going to hit the ones on the top. You only have a 2-ball gap, and you got to hit it just enough, put enough top so that it hooks in time.
Brian Pauley attempted this shot in the preliminary rounds on the TV table and was unsuccessful. So time for some redemption, maybe.
Yes, and that's probably why he's picking it, because he knows why he missed it. And for the people at home, the ones that are new to this, it's with 3 attempts. It's all about adjusting. If you miss your first attempt, if you don't see what went wrong, essentially, and you just set the shot up again, you really haven't increased your chances of making it. You know, using your peripherals is key. If he strikes this right, he's got to make sure all the balls go and gets the curve through the gap. If he misses a ball, he's got to be aware of what side that ball hit. Let's see. Beautiful shot, Brian.
Nails it.
Beautiful shot, Brian.
9 points for 28. Now Troy's going to have to replicate. Well, fortunately, he doesn't have to set up all those balls. He only has to set up 4 balls out of the 15 or so that are out there.
And again, I want to thank Railbirds for coming out and doing this stream for us. You guys do a heck of a stream.
Oh, well, thank you very much. It's our pleasure. We're having a great time here. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'd like to give a shout out to Jamaica Joe's for hosting this.
Yes.
They've been fantastic hosts.
Jamaica Joe's, they're great. They love having us every year. And they don't care that we beat up on their tables. Well, they're getting
new cloth.
the felt's getting replaced, so
they're getting new cloths.
they're
they're okay with
they're
that.
okay with it. But they still enjoy having us.
In fact, they're probably sitting around. Boy, these tables could use to be recovered. Let's invite the trick shot people over so they can recover our tables for us.
Funny, but that's not far from the truth. A lot of the owners, when they bring us in, they'll generally do it in conjunction with them getting their tables refelted, unless if it's at a specific venue location at a hotel or something, and it gets destroyed and the felt just gets replaced.
All right, here we go. Troy with his first attempt at the window shot, worth 9 points.
Okay, it looks like everything went. The 3 balls went, but he hit it a little too soft. He didn't quite get through that gap.
So let's see if he recognizes his mistake and adjusts accordingly. It's all about knowing what you did wrong and making the appropriate adjustment. As you said.
Yeah, all about adjustments.
Looks like they're starting up their weekly tournament over on the 7-footers. I didn't bring my cue sticks anyway, so I can't play even if I wanted to. And I kind of do want to, but being a pool player and all. Now those 3 balls are not lined up straight in a line. That 9 ball is a little bit off the angle of the other 2.
It is off angle, and that's to allow for the throw.
Mm-hmm.
And that tweaking that ball actually allows the tangent line so that the bank ball goes as well.
All right, here we go. Troy, attempt number 2. Come on, Troy, you got this. We're pulling for you, Troy.
All right, let's go.
Oh, so close. I think he made the 8, but hit those.
Missed the bank.
Oh, he missed the bank. Okay.
He missed the bank, and he didn't get through the gap again. It was a better attempt, even though the bank didn't go. He almost went through that gap. He's got to hit it a little firmer. Or there's another adjustment. Some people tend to bring their cue ball in a little bit more to sharpen that angle up.
Mm-hmm. I keep on covering up our chat window so I can't see what's going on.
We miss you too, Caitlin. You know, we wish you were here. And, I mean, hopefully we'll see you at the next one or the one after that. We'll have one in November and possibly one sometime in February or March. But we're trying to work around the BCA schedule because BCA championships got moved up to March and then the Expo right after. We're going to try to find, we're scheduling the Worlds now. We're going to just try to make it as convenient for everybody.
So You are listening to Too Tall, Abram Diaz and Kevin Ross.
All right, let's see what Troy does on this third attempt.
Here, let's watch from over here.
Oh. Couple things went wrong there, but good 3 tries. Good attempts on Troy.
All right, so this is going to be
Troy's pick
choice
now.
from discipline 5, which is bank and kick shots.
Oh yeah, this is a brutal discipline. The tables with the storm we had this morning.
Yep.
You know, I stayed pretty late last night practicing bank, kick, and stroke because those were the 2 I was scheduled for in the morning. The tables did play completely different because of that pour. Like, it wasn't even worth practicing yesterday because everything changed. My aim point, you know.
Right.
That's the thing about bank and kick is that it's so table dependent. You know, all of these bank kick shots, this triple reverse bank that Troy's setting up, I'll tell you, it plays pretty well. But there's certain tables where this shot's just impossible.
I think he said he's doing 4C. Is that what he's
4C.
doing? The speedy skater. Yep, that's here come the cue sticks. We're doing the speedy skater.
I love this shot. This is a 5+1, 5+1 railer. Essentially 6 railers, and yeah, the big fear is that cue ball after it hits that 6 rail and heads towards that side pocket. It could hit above the side pocket. It could hit way below. You know, you just need a touch from the side Troy's shooting it on. He's just going to need a little touch of left spin. Not too much, because he doesn't want that ball to open up too much coming off that final rail.
So he's not shooting that one ball from over there, is he? No, he just hadn't set it up yet. Well, looks like you're coming over to ask Brian for some clarification on something.
Yeah, there might be a discrepancy on table number 2 on a question of a setup. Too much damage. Nah. I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, there. Oh, is it going to get it?
Oh, you see how he
man.
hit above it?
Yes.
He hits right above it. So, you know, if the player that Troy is knowing what just happened, he's going to take some of that English off of it and change nothing else. The angle looked good. It rode the sticks well. He just put a little too much spin, which caused it to open up a little more than it should have.
Looks like he adjusted the cue sticks a little bit, so I guess his plan is to hit it exactly the same, but just change it by moving the cue sticks.
Yeah, and that's another way to do it too. You always want to change as least elements as possible, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
actually what you just said was that would actually even be a better adjustment.
Yeah,
Just adjusting the sticks, assuming that cue ball comes in the exact same way.
the scientific method is, only adjust one thing.
Up.
All right, Troy with attempt number 2. Attempt number 2 will be worth 8 points.
All right, Troy. Let's get it. Looks good. Looks good.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
how
good.
about it?
Oh,
Just
no!
missed it. He hit below it.
Adjusted too much. All right, he's dialed in now. Now this third one is definitely the ticket. He's dialed in now.
Yeah. There you go, Troy. Tweak those sticks just a little bit, buddy.
Making sure everything's set up exactly the same, except for the one thing he changed, which was
You just tweak those sticks
tweak those
ever so
sticks.
slightly. Oh, it came really long, and it hit too high up on those sticks, which threw that angle off.
Yeah, I think he hit that harder that time than the previous times. Well, unfortunately, no points for Troy on that attempt.
Oh, okay. Sherry. Yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about the felt, but yes, yes. I hope everything. There isn't any damage when you get back, and I hope everything is intact for
Yeah,
everybody.
Sherry's heading down to Florida, so she's
Okay.
hoping Florida is still intact when she gets there. All right, Brian Pauley with his first attempt at this
All
shot
right. Let's see, Brian.
for 9 points.
Oh, that ball did not go.
Maybe they weren't frozen.
Yeah, they weren't frozen, or he didn't adjust for that throw, which threw the entire angle off.
Something went wrong. Now he just has to figure out what it was and fix it.
All right, Brian getting ready for his second attempt.
All right, he's made the ball. And does he have
it's
it?
Going,
Is it
it's
there?
going. Oh, he just got it.
Just trickled it in.
Ooh, what a hanger.
So 8 points. Brings Brian's score up to 36.
36-6. Let's see if Troy can rally.
3B, he says.
On discipline 6. Let's see what we got.
And these are stroke shots. 3B is
Gumelli's
Rendezvous.
And I'll tell you what, Sebastian Gumelli, he won the World Artistic Pool Championship when we were in China in 2016. Or in 2017. And I'll tell you what, this is one of his shots, and he's actually one of the players that got me into the sport by watching him on ESPN. You know, he's an amazing player, a great guy, you know, and I look forward to seeing him, you know, at the Worlds this coming year. But yeah, he's created a lot of beautiful shots.
Now, Brian actually made a mistake on this earlier. He was unsuccessful on his previous attempts, and then when he reset up the shot, he didn't put the rack back where it was supposed to be. He just left the rack where it ended up on the previous attempt.
Oh, brother.
And it cost him on that next attempt. Had he reset the rack, he would have made the shot.
Yeah, and sometimes it's those small details that you'll overlook.
And that's what it was.
Or you forget to hang the ball wherever it needs to hang, and it's one thing that I tell, especially a lot of the rookies that come in for the first time. Brian's a veteran now. You know, we all make little mistakes, but I tell them, double check everything before you shoot.
It's all about the details.
Exactly.
All right, let's see if we can watch from this angle or if he's going to be in the way. I think he's going to be in the way. All right, let's watch from over here.
All right, let's see. See if Brian can create that chain reaction to send that ball right to that side pocket. It's going to meet and greet it right now. Oh, okay. Now, it didn't cause a chain reaction because that ball that it caroms off of, he didn't hang it deep enough in the edge of the pocket.
And the funny thing is, that's exactly what he did on his first attempt earlier in this tournament.
Yeah, it's almost like you got to expose half of the ball or so into that past that pocket point, so that when that ball goes into the corner, it kind of causes that physics, that chain reaction, which sends that other ball right to the rack.
Yeah, but you can't hang that ball too deep into the pocket, because then the ball you're shooting at might jaw up in the pocket, right?
Yeah, because or not only that, if you tighten that pocket too much, that initial ball he's shooting at won't go in.
All right, attempt number 2.
Oh, and
there
that's
it is.
good.
And scratching's okay, right?
Yes.
That was attempt number 2, so that's worth 7 points. 43 for Brian. Troy has some ground to make up. And actually, while Troy sets this up, I'm going to reset my live stream because I'm having some difficulties here. So we'll be right back. All right, I think we're back just in time to see him with his third attempt, and unfortunately that was an unsuccessful attempt. So no points for Troy on that one. All right, so I just had to reboot my computer, everyone, so hopefully the live stream comes through a little bit better. We're having some difficulties here. Everything looks like it's going a little bit better now, so hopefully that clears things up for everyone. So
3B. And Troy is selecting 3B from discipline 7.
all right, so Yao's barrier. Is that how we pronounce that?
Yeah, because this shot was created by a good friend of ours, Eric Yao, out of Clarksville, Tennessee. Yeah, this shot's brutal because you're jumping, you're frozen to the rail, and you have a 2-ball. You essentially have a 1-ball gap between that row of blockers.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to jump. It's a jump kick.
Oh yeah, I saw him practicing this a little bit earlier. He was having some difficulties during practice. Hopefully he's dialed in now.
Yeah.
Make sure there's exactly a 2-ball gap as per the directions. So you started playing in 2008, was it? Is that what you said?
Well, November 2007 is when I first started playing pool, but got into trick shots in 2008.
So you started playing pool in 2007, so you went right to the trick shots. You didn't even go down just a regular pool route, huh?
Pretty much no, because and I'll tell you, I'm not a very good pool player. I like to do the artistic pool, and it's a different discipline. It's a different game.
Oh, just because you're good at one does not mean you're good at the other, and vice versa. It goes both ways.
Yeah, a 3-cushion player isn't going to be good at snooker, and that's what we're trying to show people as well. Just as all the drills and stuff that people practice to help them with their game, these guys and myself, we do the same thing. It's just in a different fashion. I mean, if people say, "Oh, artistic pool," well, it's the word artistic means in a creative way.
Right.
So it's pool in a creative way. And look at Troy. Came up short, but the way he grabbed that ball, he's confident he's going to make the adjustment. He's going to aim a little bit more to the left.
Yeah, and that'd be his left.
That'd be his left.
Come on, Troy, you got this. We're all pulling for you, buddy.
Oh, clipped it. And that happens because you're close to that ball.
Yeah, you're only a ball width away from the ball you're jumping over. All right, this is going to be Troy's third and final attempt.
All right, Troy, let's get it.
For 6 points. Oh, no.
No, it looked like he probably put a lot of unwanted spin on it. When it hit that rail, it just took off to his left. Good try, Troy. And Brian, Superman's getting up to the table now.
So you say you started 2007, and then within a year you went right to trick shots.
Yeah,
so what was
less
it?
than a year.
So what was it that drew you to trick shots? You said that's what. What made you say that's what I want to do?
Honestly, watching Mike Masse, Stefano Palinga, Tom Rossman, and Sebastian Gumelli on ESPN, seeing those guys, I looked at it and I was like, you know what? That's what I want to do. That stuff's cool.
Yeah, that looks like so much fun.
Yeah, and gosh, I haven't looked back. I haven't looked back, and fortunately, I've had a great career so far, and I can't complain. I've had a great career, and these guys, a lot of these guys, they're like family to me. A lot of these players. Oh,
It took
what a hop it took. And that's the thing. It's like it literally. It's almost like it clipped the rail on that second bounce.
So when you're jumping over these balls, are you aiming for like the gap between two balls? Is that what you're trying to jump over?
What I like to do is I like to aim. My aim point is I like to put a piece of chalk on the diamond right next to that side pocket. On this on the side he's shooting into. That kind of gives me my reference point. And depending if I come up long or short, like he does, I would make the adjustments aiming to the left of it, to the right of it, And that was 3 attempts for Brian.
No
score. Tough shot.
Now, is that going to be the match, or is there still more to go?
There's still there's still the Masse discipline left, and then each player has 2 wild cards, 5C.
Okay, so
Brian's
there's still more. Okay,
5C. Okay, this shot's a crazy one right here.
The Yao Masse. So we went from these are 2 different Yao shots.
Yep, 2 shots from Eric Yao. So he's going to be pocketing the ball in the side pocket, and basically the cue ball is going to squirt out and then just hang a hard right into the combination for the point.
This looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's.
So how many different cue sticks do you carry? You said you like to go minimal, but how many is minimal?
I like to go minimal. So my minimal is a 5x10.
That's minimal.
Yeah, but really, because I have some prop cues that I bring, but really they're really not necessary. I just throw them in my bag. But generally, I like to carry my play cue with at least 2 shafts, my Masse cue with at least 4 shafts. And then
why do you need 4 shafts? Do they have different tips or
not necessarily different tips? Is that I like to have multiple shafts because, when you're talking Masse and then you're talking some stroke shots where you have to hit so low or so outside, you don't want to run the risk of a tip popping off. There was one tournament where I was on shaft number 3. That's why in practice I like to rotate through them so I can play just as good. And generally, for the most part, like a pool player, they'll have a break cue, a jump cue, and a play cue. Same thing in artistic, but instead of the break cue, you have a Masse cue. And then you have all the multiple shafts, and then some guys have other sticks for certain shots that are maybe a lot lighter.
Oh, I thought I was going to catch and go zing right down the rail.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I will say this, it's like the artistic pool players, they're, that Pro Cup cue ball, believe it or not, it's the ball designed for TV, but it was a trick shot artist that made that ball iconic. Because you see all the spin, and basically it was essentially, we're the ones that, we made it iconic. Aramith made it shine, we made it iconic.
Well, there you go. All right, this was a 10-point shot.
10-point shot, second attempt.
Second attempt.
Come on, Brian. Let's see. I want to see what it looks like. It's like he's not quite getting a good, solid hit on it.
Yeah, come on, Brian. We want to see it. This looks like so much fun. All right, his final attempt worth 8 points now.
Oh, okay. So the way you saw that, that was believe it or not, that was a good third attempt. But you see how it didn't quite squirt out far enough.
Right.
And normally, this cue ball, me and Gabby were pounding on it. We've been pounding on it all weekend. It probably needs a little bit of ball cleaner. But if that ball would have been ran spanking new, it probably would have slid out a little bit further before it took off. That's the one thing about Masse shots is guys watching, they're the most difficult shots to be consistent at. They're the most colorful, and it's really like handwriting. We can make the exact same Masse shot, but mine is still going to look different from yours. Yours is still going to look different from mine. Mine might bite a little bit later. Yours might bite a little bit sooner, but the shot still goes. And it's cool seeing all the different players shoot it, and you kind of get a sense like, oh, wow, he hit it really nice, or wow, that looked just like it was diagrammed. And it's like, it's handwriting. And let's see if Troy has any luck on this difficult shot.
Come on, Troy, hit this 10-pointer. Desperately needed. All right, here we go. Attempt number 2. So do you have a table at home that you practice on, or do you practice at a pool room? Where do you do all your practicing?
Fortunately, I do have a 9-footer at my house. I'm blessed to have one. And a lot of these guys have tables, and then the ones that don't, like I know Troy, the room owners where he lives are so supportive of him. And they let him do whatever he wants on those. And yeah, if for the ones that don't have tables, they'll normally cut a deal with the pool room, or they'll be responsible for like the maintenance and upkeep on one particular table.
Right.
And yeah, and then I do have a 7-footer that's set up at a pool room in San Diego. So if I do have a tour stop, I get to go in a pool room, and I'll have a nice little diamond 7-footer to practice on. All right, Troy, let's see it.
This is his third attempt. Oh man. All right, so this is going to be Troy's choice. So we've gone through the 8 disciplines. So what happens now?
All right, so each player has 2 wild cards, but if we can pull up right now, the score is 43-6.
Right.
And I'm going to just check with the referee on the table. I don't know if it's already mathematically impossible, but there's 4 shots left. So it could be a potential of 4. No, not yet. There's still plenty of points left, but I believe if Troy misses, this attempt, I believe that would be the match. Discipline 7, shot 4B is what Troy will be electing to shoot. Ooh, the Evil Knievel. Oh, this shot is one of my least favorite shots. I was lucky enough to barely make it in the prelims. You know, between hitting that ball by the side pocket and that last blocker ball, you only got about 8 inches or so of land. You don't have very much landing space.
Yeah, you got a very small landing area
And
over
if
there.
you hit it too hard, that ball's going sailing off the table. You know, you got to hit it square enough, and then you got to make sure that those two balls are set up perfectly so that other ball goes directly into that tight pocket.
All right, here we go. Troy
All
with the Evil
right.
Knievel shot worth 9 points.
It's a real pretty shot when it goes. Let's see, Troy.
Yeah, we've seen this a few times today, and it is pretty cool.
With full length, Troy has a really good jump stroke. So I mean, I'm confident that he's gonna be successful on this one. Now, especially because Troy's a good pool player. Okay. Looked like a little mishap. He's gonna adjust his glove. He had a slippage.
So does that count as an attempt?
You know, that is a very good question. I'll get clarification.
I think he hit the cue ball.
Oh, so the rule states if he nudges the ball, it does not count as an attempt. But if like you miscue or like swing and miss, that is an attempt. So I believe that could have been a first attempt count.
I would guess that it counts as an attempt.
Look at that.
Nails
Beautiful.
it. So the only question is that 9 points or 8 points?
Let me check. What was the score? That was a 9.
All right, 9 points.
He gets the full credit. Yeah, that was apparently
Nice.
just a nudge on that first attempt.
Okay, so we're all good. 9 points.
And you see, and you guys saw how that ball, when he contacted that ball by the side, he got a little bit of a bounce.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because believe it or not, as good as that went, he still hit a little too hard. But he still managed to keep it on the table. Any harder, we might have had problems.
Yeah, you can land right in that little small landing area, and then it hops right over the ball you're trying to hit.
Yeah, and like even in jumping in regular pool, like the thing about this shot, it's like if you clip that ball in the second bounce, you can pretty much can it because that ball's going airborne off the table.
Right.
A lot of people use the dart method on this. I really like the way Gabby shoots it. He actually gets down and he'll shoot it like a jump shot in a game with the traditional American grip versus the dart grip that we typically see on close jump shots.
Right. Yeah, for something this long distance, I don't know. Just trying to think, what would I be doing if it was me? But
I dart
don't
it. I do dart it.
Okay.
Just because I feel I can control it a little bit better.
Are you trying to land right on that ball?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, see, Brian, that was a good attempt by Brian, but he hit it too thin. The object ball was hit too thin. That's why it didn't quite get that other ball down into the corner. But he'll know the adjustment now.
So does the cue ball need to stay on the table?
Yes. At no point in time, scratches are always allowed, but at no point in time can the cue ball fly off the table unless, of course, you're on ESPN. ESPN, the cue ball may fly off the table if specified.
Okay.
Oh, and he did it again. Come on, Brian. We're going to adjust, buddy. A little bit too thin.
All right. Third and final attempt worth 7 points.
Third attempt coming up for Brian Pauley. Come on, Superman. Make that ball fly. Oh,
no.
Missed it.
All right, no
Probably
points.
glanced off as he went right into the ball. It probably tip deflected.
All right, we're going for a jump shot. 5B.
5B.
Ah, the six pack.
Oh, this is a cool one.
The one that Gabby makes effortless. He makes it look effortless.
Oh yeah. This choice here, you're gonna switch. Okay, so we are not gonna see that shot.
Okay.
Brian is actually gonna be electing to pick a different shot. We're waiting to see what he decides. Five C, trick and fancy.
It's all the way back at the beginning.
All the way
Discipline
back
one.
Discipline
So I'm
one.
starting to learn these disciplines. 5C, he said?
Ooh, yeah.
He did say five. He
I'll
did
tell
say
you,
5C,
yeah,
right?
5C. You know what? This, in my opinion, this is probably one of the more difficult shots in the program. Just because of the angle it has to come out at and getting it to follow.
This, I'm just looking at the path this cue ball takes, and wow, it looks crazy.
You got to thin that second ball with a lot of top to force it down and back up. Sometimes you can put a touch of left.
Wow, this looks crazy. Okay, so the 4 balls do not need to be touching. Okay.
Oh,
nice attempt.
Excellent attempt.
That's at least 3 feet closer than I would have got it. And this shot is a 10-pointer. This is his second attempt, so now it's worth 9 points.
Oh, over adjusted.
All right, somewhere in between.
Oh, and that ball went missed in the far corner. And that's the thing. Another thing, guys. It's if you don't contact that ball right, it'll throw differently. Like the contact point on the ball is very, very crucial. Oh. You see how it did that little curve?
Yep. All right, Troy's chance. Make up some ground. Is Gabby saying they weren't lined up right?
Weren't lined up quite right. They got to be in a straight line, but parallel. They don't have to be frozen. Because I generally will put a little gap right between the first pair and the second pair, just to run the risk of not moving that combination set that's left standing.
Yes, it does say in the directions, all 4 balls are in a straight line, parallel to the head and foot cushions. So they have to be in a straight line and straight, not angled in any way.
Yeah.
They don't have to be on the center line. You can shift them left or right, but all 4 balls have to be shifted left and right together. And that's where Brian did not have it set up according to the directions. And now those 2 middle balls, that second and third ball, they do not have to be frozen together. Is he using a credit card as a spacer?
Looks like it.
All right, here we go. This is going to be Troy's first attempt at this.
All right.
And Jim brings up an interesting point with a big lead. Maybe it's better to choose an easy shot just to get some
Yeah.
points on the board to help keep your lead.
First attempt unsuccessful. There's a couple things that went wrong. Let's see if we can fix that.
Looks like Sherry's having an iced tea. Is that a regular iced tea or a Long Island iced tea? I'm wondering.
Yeah.
And did she bring enough for everyone if it's a Long Island iced tea?
Well, if it's a Long Island iced tea, that's a big Long Island iced tea.
That's enough for everyone. 3 straws, please. All right, this is Troy's second attempt, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Rob, I'm sorry, but our internet provider here is jankyinternet.com, and well, you know, the name says it all. So hopefully I can get it straightened out for the semifinals and finals tomorrow. I'll get something figured out to improve our internet situation here. All right, Troy with his second attempt, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's an excellent, excellent attempt.
You know, and when
Just
something like that happens, you really don't want to change anything. You know, as far as an adjustment is, you know, might be the contact point on the ball, just ever so slightly.
just hit it the same and hope natural variation gets you the change you need.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, when you've done all you can do and everything looks good and didn't quite go, all you can do is shoot it again.
All right, here we go with Troy's third and final attempt. And if he doesn't make this, will it be over?
I'll have to get a verification.
It's very close to
it's
it, I know.
very close to being, if it's where it's mathematically impossible. Oh, a lot of juice, no bite though.
So they're going to check the score and see if they need to continue or not.
Brian?
So they're tallying up the points now, seeing if they need to continue. No, looks like now looks like they're having an argument about shot setup. Gabby and Brian, Gabby, and Abram are all in a powwow now, talking about shot setup. I can't actually hear what it is exactly they're arguing about. All right, so powwow is over. Now they're back to adding up. So all right, so there's still 3 shots left. All right. So what shot did he pick? Something from the stroke discipline. I didn't hear the shot number. Did you hear?
Not quite.
Maybe you'll recognize
I'll recognize it as he's setting it up.
Where is stroke? Is
Discipline 6. And we are, oh, he's doing the resistance draw, which is, I believe, for Baker. Yeah, the show off spin shot.
oh, this one. Okay, yeah, we've seen this one. Yeah, this one's pretty when it works. All right, looks like Troy's switching cues, or at least switching shafts.
Yeah.
And this all 4 of those balls go in, right?
Mhm.
Actually, all 5.
Yes.
Pretty when it works.
Oh, didn't quite get a couple of those balls in that rack.
So he's trailing by what, 28 points?
Yeah.
So he's down to an 8-pointer now. So he needs to make this and 2 10-pointers to be alive.
Yeah. But with Brian having the next shot selection, if Brian
He could
makes
just-
the next shot, I think that'll seal the deal.
All Brian would have to do is pick a 6-pointer and he
Yeah.
wins. So last time he shot this, that one ball just kind of squirted off to the side a little.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Hopper, he miscued by hitting a little too low.
And if we have the score correct, then he can't win from here because I could get his 7 points here and then 2 10-pointers, which is only 27 points, and he's 28 points behind.
Yeah, I think. All
Yep,
right, and
that is
it. Big round of applause for Troy and Brian. Great match, guys. Great job, Troy. Great job, Brian. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah, and we'll be back tomorrow at, let me check the schedule. Nope, I don't have the schedule up, but I think it's noon.
Yeah, we start around noon, and
Noon
I'll
tomorrow?
be playing, I believe, Gabby will be playing Brian Pauley, and I'll be playing Jamie Moody. So I'm looking forward to that one. Me and Jamie had a real neck-and-neck match at the World Championship in February. I was lucky to get him.
All right.
But he's hitting them good. He's coming in hungry, and he's a good friend of mine. I want to win, but if he does beat me, I would love to have a rubber match with him.
We are looking forward to it. It should be a good match. I'd like to once again give a shout out Simonis Cloth and Aramith Billiard Balls. Thank you for your support. And Jamaica Joe's, thank you for having us. You have been a great host, and we will see you guys tomorrow at noon, thereabouts, Central Time. So I am Kevin Ross, and
This is Abram Diaz. Take care, guys.
Tomorrow.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching. Bye.